This video is being shot currently with the Nexigo N660 Full HD webcam. Right off the bat, I would say the quality is not bad at all, considering what I paid, which was $50 Canadian on Amazon in 2020 of November. Something I learned today is that by default, if you're trying to record a video using QuickTime Player on a Macintosh, the Nexigo was actually defaulting to 15 frames per second, which made the quality seem a lot worse than it really was. Instead, I used the OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, and I was able to bump up the frame rate to 30 frames per second, and the video became significantly better. So to help you make the decision as to whether you should buy this webcam or not, I'm going to go through 7 different features that I feel every webcam should have, and let's see how the Nexigo N660 stacks up against these requirements. Number 1 is resolution. Having 1080p resolution is pretty much mandatory, considering that most external monitors and most laptop display screens have at minimum a 1080p, if not a 4K screen. So the Nexigo having 1080p, it gives me 1 point towards its overall score. The Nexigo has 1080p resolution, which is certainly a pass in the resolution category. Resolution just talks about the size of the picture that you're getting, but not necessarily the quality of the picture you're getting. So if I bring my face a bit closer, you can see that there's still a lot of graininess and a lot of blurriness overall. You don't get a very sharp, crystal clear picture as you might with a DSLR camera, for example. However, for most Zoom calls and teleconferencing, that will not be a concern. Number 2 is the viewing angle. The Nexigo N660 is rated at 110-degree viewing angle. I think it achieves this by adding a fisheye effect along the sides here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it doesn't seem to be distorting the main center of the image. Also, I wanted to give you guys a practical number of what 110 degrees really means. The room you're seeing right now is 8 feet long and 10 feet across. So that should give you an idea of what 110-degree viewing angle can really capture. Number 3 is lighting. And overall, I would find the lighting is adequate, considering that right now I'm shooting this in the evening time. There's no daylight coming in through my window, and I just have a single incandescent light bulb on top of my head. And overall, I would say that there is some strange artifacts that you get from typical webcams. If you're looking at parts of my face, or if I show you my arms like this, you can see some what they call chromatic aberration, which is the colorfulness that kind of shows up within the pixels. Overall, for considering the class that this webcam is punching in at the $50 range, I don't have any complaints about the lighting or the color. Number 4 is the microphone. So right off the bat, I should let you know that I've been using the U-Mic Lavalier to record the audio for this entire video. However, I will switch over to using the built-in microphone on the Nexigo right now. So now I've switched over to using the built-in microphone on the Nexigo, and you may notice that the voice sounds a lot more tinny. So that means it's less bass, it's a little bit more harsh sounding, and it only gets in the higher and mid frequency ranges and less lower frequencies. So because of the poor microphone quality, I will dock 1 point on that category for the Nexigo N660. Number 5 is the privacy shutter, and the Nexigo N660 comes with a nice, sturdy, solid privacy shutter. And it's not one that slides back and forth, it's one that clamps down and clicks closed. So there's no risk of it accidentally sliding open in any scenario. So in that sense, I definitely give the N660 another pass. Number 6 is the mount, and this is surprisingly important because there are actually 3 qualities that make for a good webcam mount. The first of which would be a ball head swivel, which lets the webcam move from side to side, up and down. This helps you combat any discrepancy in the leveling that you may have with your monitor or your table or even your flooring. The second part you should consider is the adjustable back piece. So that's the piece that's actually going to make contact with the back side of your monitor, and you need that to be adjustable to consider you may change the shape or size of your monitor in the future. The third part to consider is the overhang. So when the webcam is placed on your monitor, is it actually covering a significant portion of your screen? In all three of these categories, the Nexigo has done a great job. So overall, I would say this category gets a pass from me. And finally, number 7, autofocus. So this has been a deal breaker for many people. As soon as they see that it's a fixed focus camera, they are giving up on this webcam. But have you considered that autofocus takes time to focus? So what I mean by that is when you get in really close to your autofocus webcam, it's going to have to recalculate and start to bring your close object into focus. And as soon as you move back, now there's a delay in recalculating, and it's going to be blurry for a few seconds, and then it brings the focus here. So if you're frequently moving back and forth and you're someone who talks like moving around like this, then as you can see with the Nexigo N660, the focus has never changed. It remains at a medium level of sharpness throughout whatever depth of field any of the objects being recorded are at. So this can actually be a benefit to not having an autofocus camera. Overall, I find that the consensus is people want autofocus. So to help you with your decision making, I will remove a point on the Nexigo to make it clear that it does not have autofocus. I find that the Nexigo N660 is worthwhile purchase considering the price, considering it pretty much checks off all of my 8 categories that I need for a basic webcam in this price range. And I find that overall Nexigo seems to be a reputable enough brand. They have several different models available. Here is a model that's a level up, which contains autofocus, the N930AF, and I will be reviewing this webcam in a separate video with a link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and if you have any other questions or concerns, I will always get back to you. Feel free to comment on any other webcams you'd like me to review, or any products in general from Amazon that you would like to see a no BS review on. Thank you for watching. This is Janik Mina.